Welcome. We have another amazing interview in store for you today. Can't wait to have you listen to Dave Tina Sr. We've actually had Dave Tina Jr. on the show. Dave, I've known Dave for quite a long time, but Dave is really, truly real estate royalty, definitely here in the state of Nevada and at the National Association level. Not only is he co-owner of Urban Nest Realty with close to 500 agents in the Las Vegas Valley, he is currently a Nevada Real Estate Commissioner, which is an appointment by the Nevada governor. He has been a past president of the Las Vegas Association, the Nevada Association of Realtors, a regional vice president for NAR, and he's currently on the 2023 Board of Directors for the National Association of Realtors. Let's welcome Dave Tina to the podcast.
Clearly, we'll have nothing to talk about today.
Well, there you go. I've just talked about all this amazing. Those are just the top credentials.
Right.
Okay.
So join us on the WBNL Wandering But Not Lost podcast.
You've reached the WBNL Wandering But Not Lost podcast, where real estate and reality meet. And now your hosts, Jan O'Brien and Matt Emerson.
Well, welcome everyone to the WBNL Wandering But Not Lost podcast, where real estate and reality meet. This is episode 256. You can find all of those show notes over at WBNLpodcast.com. Yeah, Jan, it's going to be a fun conversation today. We're getting back into the Ask 5. Last week, communication magic.
Yeah, communication magic.
It was
Go
awesome,
listen.
right? So we'll see if we have honed our communication skills
Okay.
as we're talking to Dave today. All right? Let's just bring him in. Mr. Tina.
David
Good morning.
Tina. Woo! Thank you for being here, sir. As I was listing all your top tier accomplishments, there's so many more things underneath there, like, having an amazing son, grandchildren, we get to all that. But thanks for being on the show. And why don't we let you tell your backstory? We just kind of talked about some of those top line things of what you've accomplished in your real estate career, but take a few minutes and tell us who you are and how you got to where you are right now.
Okay, so at 25, I was a firefighter in New York, and I said to Dave's mom at that time, I said, I'm bored. I use my brain. I use my muscle for firefighting. I need to use my brain. So I got a real estate license at 25 in New York and did that for 20 years. I sold houses on Long Island. Then Dave decides to go to Vegas. So I stayed 2 more years. I became the branch manager of a business, Caldwell there, and brought it to number 1, and then decided I'm packing at 45, 20 years, I'm packing everything up and I'm moving to Vegas. So I moved to Vegas, and that was 26 years ago. The difference between Vegas and New York real estate, in New York, you have to develop over time, and your reputation is over time. Where in Vegas, you could invent yourself and go. And that's what I did. I had 10 years here of selling, last company, Realty Execs, and had an amazing career. I moved to Red Rock Country Club and became the number 1 salesman there, and really enjoyed myself. And then in 2007, with Realty One Group, I got into management, and that started again repeating my management career from Long Island.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden I got hooked into the board and giving back and volunteering, and I flew with that, and I became every committee I was on and everything else, and then went all the way up the ladder to NAR RVP, and still now I am a commissioner. I am a board of director of NAR. I am the new legislative. I was the legislative chair for the state, and now going on to the PAC, which is politics. So
okay, good.
Yeah.
Dave,
So
where are you going from here?
Well, being involved in the legislative, which you guys know is so important because we deal with all these.
Yes.
Unfortunate, they try to put silly laws on us, and I fight those laws. I'm a common sense broker, common sense legislative on that committee. It has to be good for everyone. Example, they wanted to do rent control. Now, I believe the rents went high, but rent control stifles investors from coming. And I kept saying to the governor, who I met last year in this meeting, let time heal, let rents go down. And what happened this year? Rents went down, right? They went down on their own. So now with the politics, with the PAC being the chair, we try to put in people that are going to appreciate us as realtors, that are not going to make laws or that'll hurt us, but also on the national level, because I'm also, I didn't tell you, the federal political coordinator for Senator Cortez Masto, who was voted the #1 senator that voted in favor of real estate laws and realtors.
Wow.
I didn't know that.
So that's another protection we do. And that protection, without it, laws could come up that could really hurt our business. 1031 exchange, everything else. So I'm hands-on doing that also. And though I say I'm ready to retire someday, I seem to go deeper and deeper.
Well, you gotta have something to keep things interesting, right, Dave? You never retire. You're retired from the day to day, right? I mean, your role in the company now, like, let's talk about Urban Nest, because it's such a great story. You know, you start out, how many years old now are we?
It's 11 years old. We started in 2012, which was not a great year to start.
No,
but, we did it, and we started building until now, where what I'm proud of is that we are the #1 branch in the whole state, and that is in transactions, the price of transactions, and the lowest days on the market. So different, I think, than other companies is we don't hire people unless they really want to work. You know, we don't hire people that just want to hang their license. We hire people that want to produce, that want to have success. But most of all, what I'm proud of is the highest ethics in the business, I believe, are in our company. And
absolutely great people.
Yeah, I mean, everyone wants to make money and make their clients happy, but boy, we have to do it in the frame of legality. We have to do it where if it seems wrong. I have a saying in all the classes I taught. I have a sister, Donna, and I love my sister, and I say to everyone, if you would do it to Donna, then make sure you do it for them. If you wouldn't do it because it's your sister Donna, then don't do it to them. And you will never be sued if you follow that premise, because if you won't do it to family and then you won't do it to a client. And in my 46 years, I have never had a lawsuit, a division complaint, or a local complaint against me. So that's
some great advice right there. That's a good one to remember. People won't forget that when you teach that.
Everyone at work says, how's Donna doing? So I told my sister, though, she never met any of them. She's famous in our company.
Yeah, that sounds like a quote that you might have brought all the way from Long Island. Right. It just sounds like that sounds like a New York thing, and I appreciate that.
It is. And like I said, you got to love your sibling to say it, because if you don't, it probably won't work. But the reality of point I'm bringing up is, if you wouldn't do it to family, don't do it to your client.
That's right.
And if you know that they're building a beltway behind the house, would you tell your sister Donna, oh, that ditch is the beltway? Of course you would. And say that to your client, before the beltway was built. A lot of people said, I didn't know I was behind a beltway. Well, then you're not really informing them the best. So you got to love this business. I do. I joke about retirement. Jan called me out right away because she knows I never stop. I have 2 more meetings after this. Just today, I live a busy, involved schedule, and a lot of it right now is giving back, because this industry and Las Vegas have been very good to me. Very good.
And you have given so much back. And as a, when I needed some help, being with my background, I generally don't call unless I need something. But I got to tell you, if I need some help or get a question answered, Dave always answers his phone. And I got to tell you, that is a big thing to be a broker. Well, technically, you are the broker of the other office, but to be where you're at and to answer the phone, I appreciate that a lot. And I know the agents at the company do. You guys do some unique things at the company that I wanted to share. that I think take advantage of the way offices have morphed now, you know, when we come out of COVID, like the broker roundtables and the things that you do leveraging Zoom and Facebook Live. Can you talk a little bit about that? Because I think that's really cool what you do.
Well, our broker roundtable is our sales meeting, and we started that all those years ago. And the thing about it is, in technology today, not everyone could be there. So we have it live because we want that contact. We want that option. So it's live and everyone gets the answer, but it's also on the Zoom. And not only is it on Zoom, but you could watch it at 1 a.m. if you're bored. And what we do in our broker roundtable is get input from our agents, but we also tell them what's going on in the market right now as far as stats and as far as issues. You know, there's a lot of people right now listing properties that they don't own. That's one of the scams out there. Who ever heard of such a thing, that they're walking up to you saying, I want to list this piece of land, and they don't even own it. And that's become a problem in the last 3 or 4 months. So current updates that keep the agents informed and keep them sharp, where, you know, get a full price offer, but there's an addendum that says they're getting 75% of the offer. That became all these current things that are happening right now and want to be informed. And as far as the phone call, you're right, Jan, I do answer my phone. And the reason I do is because one answer could keep an agent out of so much trouble or getting a deal accepted. So my friends yell at me. They go, Dave, you never don't answer your phone, but I can't help it because I say to myself, 5 minutes and we could straighten out whatever it is. Exactly. And make that agent a better agent, a better deal for the client, that they have something. So yeah, I do. I still answer it. I can't help it.
So I love that, and I know the agents do too. It just makes it why I love being in the company, and I love the support and everything that we have. You know, it's family. It's a family feel. Truly, you said that when you started. And you wanted to keep it that way. And I think you have done that, and you'll continue to do it because that's just what you've got there at the core of the leadership team, right? So big stuff. I want to ask you this question I have 2 questions. Okay. One is about the market and what you think is going on and what, because the thing that I find when we do this coaching is I'm always telling people, you've got to adapt to what's going on in the market. The market is always changing. And I know Dave's doing a lot of great coaching and training and helping people like it's mindset. What's your thoughts on what's going to happen as we go into this new year and the election year and interest rates? I just want to know what your thoughts are. I'd just be interested to say, where do you think we're headed with rates and all the turmoil that's going on in our business?
Well, again, the 46 years, you get to see patterns, right? So I believe the rates will go down next year because it's election year and the president is running. So does he want to be known for the high rates of the last 20 years? No. So I believe rates will go down. But, I had a dear friend asked me, I want to buy, should I buy? And, they think, oh, you're a realtor, you're going to say yes. And I had to say yes, because the price of houses in Las Vegas are down from last year. Yeah. So we all know if the rates drop into the 5s, I don't think we're ever going to see those crazy 3s again. What's going to happen is everyone's going to run and stop buying, and then they're going to start. And then what's going to happen? The prices are going to go up. The minute the prices go up, now you got the high price with the lower interest. So in my eyes, it's so easy to refi. There's some lenders that are saying right now, if you go with them, they'll refi you for a minimal amount of money when the rates drop. So though it sounds like a pat answer, my answer is buy now. The prices are lower. We in Las Vegas are at such an advantage. Being an NAR, I get to hear all the speeches of every other agent. No one has new homes like we do. They have hit or miss. We have new homes. So I was never a proponent of new homes because new homes, we always learned and always knew, were more expensive than old. But there's a big but right now. drop of the interest rates because they're buying down their interest rates, closing costs that you've never seen, free upgrades. I am now in the mindset of don't cut out new homes, because right now they really are, they have some great benefits to buying and qualifying right now that they didn't have before. So
completely agree. That's what caused when I did. We pivoted to that, and the majority of our business is new homes this year.
Yes.
100%.
And on the 21st of this month, we're having our new home expo.
I know.
And I created that at my previous company. And the idea is come in, because the mistake consumers think that the track agent, the person sitting at the builder, represents you. And we all know they represent the builder. So Jan, if you come in with a client and say, tell me what the freebies, what the goodies are, they're going to tell you. If you walk in without you, they're going to tell you nothing. So the consumer needs to know they need us more in a new home transaction than they ever have. So that's the beauty of new homes. But as far as the market, I know many people that want to move right now, and they go, Dave, I have 3.25%, or I have 3%. I'm not giving up my interest rate. 3.5 to 5 or 5.5 is not that brutal. 3.5 to 7.5 is double or more. So I believe when the interest rate lowers, that people that want to move up, down, everything changes. Like who wants bigger, who wants smaller, who wants a 1-story now because their knees hurt. There's a million reasons. I believe that'll all start again next year when we get this drop of interest rate. And I do believe that the market will be vibrant next year. I think we have a few tough months coming. It's slowing down right now. And it's our job to show people why, when, and what to do. So to me, I would rather have to buy now at the lower price.
I love it. Okay. Yeah. I love that answer. Okay. And this is the other biggie. What's your take on the NAR lawsuit, that's going to potentially change? Or can you give us any insight? Because we have a lot of realtors that listen from across the country about what are we really going to have to deal with this buyer brokerage agreement, which is, here's the thing, Dave. I teach a lot. You've been teaching for years. And you're around all the states and you're at NAR. A lot of other states are comfortable and have always used buyer brokerage agreement. We just don't do it in Nevada, right? So it's going to be an adjustment if we have to go to the whole, so just what's your take on that? I'd love to get your insight on what's happening with there's more than one lawsuit, but you know what I'm talking about.
They've settled quite a few lawsuits and everyone's saying it may go here. We don't know, but this is the thing. Even if you go with commissions and if you go of a regular house or a new home, which varies all the way through, an agent if I were selling right now, I would use a buyer's broker and say, I want X dollars, no matter what happens, this is what I want, whatever number you feel you're comfortable, and have that buyer broker protect you for the one builder that says I'm paying no commission now, but I'll give you a great deal, so that the buyers get in the mindset that they may have to pay a little of the commission. If this passes and we have to do it, everyone says, oh, this is going to change the industry. It will change the way we pay, but going to buy a house without a realtor is really, really a very hard thing to do. And I don't see how the commission changes is ever going to change the way you need a realtor in a transaction. For those listening here, we've done for sale by owners. We don't get paid on that side, and we do the whole transaction, because without a realtor on either side, the deal can't be closed. It can't go through the process. But not only is it a paperwork process, it's a holding hand, holding heart, keeping the buyer or the seller in the transaction. I remember in the 80s when we first got computers, they said, oh boy, the realtors are done. You're out of the transaction. The computers are taking over your job. That was in the 80s, my friends. We are now at 2023, and here we are where we're firmly going to be. So buyer's broker, to me, Jan, is the wave of the future. And in the way you explain it, what I did with the buyer's broker when I was selling at Realty Execs is I gave them a list of what I was going to do for the use. I didn't say, here's a buyer's broker, sell it. I said, this is what I do as your realtor. If I don't do any of these 15 to 20 things, don't pay me the difference, or don't, but here's what I do. And that's my value. And if you don't want to pay for that value, you need to find someone that will not do what I do. So that's how I handle it.
All right. Matt, do you have any other questions before we jump into Ask 5?
Just get ahead of the game, right? You know what I mean? And it doesn't hurt you to get into the buyer broker before you have to get into it, if that should happen to happen. So that's smart. And,
I'm also on professional standards, Matt. And every time they fight for the commission, the first question all of us ask on professional, do you have a buyer's broker agreement?
Yeah.
And then that's the first question we ask on professional standards. So when you say, no, I trust it, or I believe, or I don't like them, that's the first question.
It's so interesting because back in the 90s when I got into the business, our company was really pushing buyer broker, because we don't do them in California either. It's rare that they're done here either. And, and I was new to the business, so I didn't know, right? So I didn't have an issue using them. It wasn't a big deal. It's just interesting in how that.
If you're new,
yeah, that's what I mean.
You learn.
The
old dogs are going to have to retrain.
Right? Exactly. So cool. Let's jump into the Ask 5. First of all, Dave, you're inspirational. Your son is freaking inspirational. It's so interesting. It's really clear why your company and why you've done so well in Vegas. And it is because, because Jan does talk about it a lot. She goes, there is that family environment that clearly you fostered there, which is what people are looking for. And it just, makes it great. You have that culture. But really, from where I've been sitting and watching and listening, both you and Dave Jr., is really the value you're bringing to the agents, right? It's that you have a commitment. You do have a love for the business. You have a commitment to actually making sure that your agents have all the tools, all of the information, all the knowledge that they really need to succeed. Jan mentions this every once in a while, that she loves that your company, this is a rare thing in real estate, because, boy, believe me, I've been around too, is you don't just have meetings to have meetings, right? No. And that is a huge benefit to agents, especially agents that are a little bit more experienced, right? Because they are not they aren't wasting their time. So anyway, it's fantastic. So let's jump into the first question here. It is, what's your best idea for kind of growing your sphere or your past clients? When you're coaching your agents, what are the ideas that you give to help them out to grow those bases?
Well, Dave has a laundry list of what he does, but he once in a while quotes me, since he started with me. I treat my clients, first of all, I never, ever lose contact with them. I think that's one of the worst things you could do with the past clients. In NAR, in the survey, why didn't you use your realtor again? The number one answer is, I forgot who they are.
Yeah.
Like, I didn't know their number. I think it's 89% or 90%. So number one, man, keep contact with them. And then they called me when I was in my last selling years, I was in the top 3%. So I sold, but they called me for their doctor. I became their concierge for everything. And when you have your past clients saying, oh, call Dave, he'll know what doctor or what restaurant or what this, we created a relationship that at the end of the transaction, I used to say, we're going to get divorced right now because I can't keep this close contact with you, or else I can't serve my new clients. But remember, it's a friendly divorce. So call me for anything you need. But you can't call me every day like you did while we were in the transaction. So I know it sounds hokey, but your SOI and your past clients, you have to treat them like they're always there in your life, because the minute they're out of your life, they're not going to say to their son that's getting married, call Dave, he'll get you a house just like he got us. So my best idea is contact, personal relationships. That's mine.
Beautiful.
That's how I
There's
see it.
definitely a thread there, because Dave was talking about how you had to date your clients. So there you go. See,
Oh, there it is. See, I didn't know that.
Yeah, exactly.
That was his thing. He said, I loved it. You got to date your client. I love it.
Yeah, it was great.
That's great.
And then you have a friendly divorce. I see that comes full circle.
You take it all the way through.
You can't be married to them the whole time, or else there's no.
I love that analogy. I got to use that. That is brilliant.
It's the Tina philosophy from beginning to end. It's a beautiful thing.
You're setting the expectation, though, to say we've been very, very close here. I'm going to stay in touch with you from time to time. You might hear from me. I might send you this or that. But I love that. That just sets the expectation. All right, beautiful. So the next question is like a follow-up. So if anytime we talk to any agent, they're going to tell us, where's your business come? Most people say 80% comes from my sphere, past clients, people that I know. So this question is about, if you're trying to help somebody share an idea of how do they find new business? What are some top ways that in today's real estate industry that you can generate business so you can add them to your database?
Well, so here's some of the things.
Old school still works, right? Though I know old
you could talk to Dave. In New York, the lottery was you got to be in it to win it. So he'd be laying on the couch and I'd say, come with me. And he'd say, why do I want to go and see your old friends? And I said, because my old friends may have a cute daughter that you're interested in. So to that point, it did happen. And to that point, everyone I know, I'm in an elevator, I talk to everybody in the elevator. So you want new business, go talk to everyone everywhere and don't sit home, because sitting home will never give you anything new. So when people ask me, they go, Dave, where did this, I refer, it's a family business. So when I get my clients, Angie and I, my daughter-in-law, go out, right? And she says to me, where did this one come from? And I said, oh, I was at a wedding and just talking. So an agent that doesn't want to talk about real estate is not an agent that's going to increase their business. So I have given clients to other agents in the company from going to eat dinner and just getting people. So my advice, I mean, it's not my number one. Of course, you do video, you do everything to do it. But my advice is talk to everyone everywhere. Tell them who you are. Who do you know that doesn't want to talk about real estate? Everyone wants to talk about real estate. Everyone wants to, is the prices going up or the interest rates? Everyone I know wants to talk about real estate. So I talk about it. And my friends laugh at me because they said, Dave, who was that person you just spent 5 minutes in a restaurant? I go, I don't know. I don't know who they are. I met them. I started talking. So a little bit today of texting and not keeping that personal touch in is not the best thing in the world. I'll say to an agent, oh, you did a deal with this person. She's great. I love her. And they go, well, I don't know. I never spoke to her. And I said, what do you mean? And they said, oh, we did it all through text. And I'll say, that relationship will hurt you, because if there's a house you want and it's that agent again, have it listed, the relationship you have will get you that house. So my advice, as far as even generating business, go to those school functions. When Dave played football, every one of those football parents bought houses from me. So generating new business is getting out there, doing everything you possibly can. And I know all the other stuff, but that's the way I did it and still do it. I still get leads when I'm not looking for them.
Honestly, that's probably some of the best advice, because all these other things, people don't want to do video or don't know how to do it. Just get out of your house and go talk to people. One of the things I used to do years ago was say, hand out 5 business cards a day, meaning have 5 conversations every day with people that everywhere, and you'll be surprised where the business comes from. So I agree with that 1,000%. Love it. What else? What's the next? Matt's favorite question.
It is my favorite question. And I don't know, I'm looking forward to your answer on this one, because you've racked up quite a little resume there, Mr. Tina. So what holds you back?
Okay, so I'm going to answer this honestly. In New York, you were put in a box of who you were, and you were held back. In Vegas, as you could see from my career and my volunteering, and I call it my success in winning elections, nothing here holds you back, because in Las Vegas, you could recreate yourself. You could be who you want to be. In Long Island, I never was involved. I never gave back. I never did anything because I was in a certain box. But in Las Vegas, you are free to recreate, because so many people coming from so many different cities. So here, sky was the limit for me, and I have done every single thing I've wanted to do. So nothing's held me back.
That's a great answer. Go ahead.
Different story.
Great answer, and welcome to the. Like you guys to meet the next president of the Vegas Tourism Board.
Yeah, or something else for the state of Nevada. So, what inspires you, Dave? What or who inspires you?
So it's funny. The success of agents inspires me. Awesome. Seeing the agents that I work with going from newbies or from people that didn't succeed and then come to our company, and I see them getting transactions and I see them being successful and going on vacation. Someone else's success inspires me to keep going and sharing my knowledge, because I love that they could become successful. A lot of people in real estate were in prior jobs they were not happy in. And to see them succeed and become happy in this business, it's like I'm selling and collecting the commission myself, which I'm not. But I feel that when they have success, I'm so inspired by them to see that what you do and how you teach could make someone have a really successful, happy life. That inspires the hell out of me.
That's a unique answer. I love that one.
No, that is the first. Hey, listen, we talk about, just leadership in general, and that's level 5 leadership stuff right there, right? Because you are training people up and not for your own accolades, right? But because you want to watch them succeed. That was fantastic. And that's the first time we have heard that. So
see, awesome. Since I never knew the answers, I give you my answers. So
that's very, very good. So Dave, to conclude, to kind of wrap up the 5, what is your best advice for agents going forward in 2023? And now that we're into the almost Q4 of 2023, just forward, what's your best advice for agents?
Don't make excuses for yourself. The number one fault we do is we go, oh, the interest rates are so high, I'm expected to do bad. This is what the trend is. We're selling half the houses we sold in 2022. So I know I'm not going to do it. That is not my best advice for the last quarter and for 2024 is say, yes, it's a little tougher, but I'll do an extra open house, or I'll do an extra event where I could meet someone. And that extra open house or that extra event or that extra emails you send out to all your past clients are going to get you more. So if you want to thrive, my thing is no excuse, don't quit, work harder, because it is a little harder now than it was. But if you stop giving excuses not to succeed, you'll be very surprised you'll succeed.
God, I love it. I'm motivated, man. Yeah.
Dave's the motivator. I'm the dad. I'm just the guy. But it's true. You use that excuse. Well, I'm not doing 20 transactions because it's 2023. It is 2023, and you may not do 20, but you may do 18 or 17. Keep fighting. Keep going. Keep going.
Love it. Well, this has just been an amazing conversation, Dave. I love it. That was a great way to sort of end with the advice of the year. Like, don't quit and make the adjustments and stop making excuses, man. No more excuses. I love that.
That's right.
Someone's selling the other half of houses that are still selling. Why not you?
People are buying and selling still. You just have to find them. You have to work differently. Yeah.
Yeah.
I love it.
Yeah, if you'd like to learn more about Dave, get his contact information, learn more about Urban Nest, go over to our show notes at wbnlpodcast.com. This was episode 256. You can get all that information over there. Any last thoughts, Jan O'Brien?
No, I'm just ready to get out and do more.
Yeah, what's up with the Tinas? They are just a little bit inspirational. It's kind of weird, right? It's like that. The Apple clearly.
We'll make another video.
Thank you.
I will as soon as we're done here. I'll be making some videos.
I love your videos, Jen.
They're working for us, my friend. You know they are. It's
all right.
good.
Well, thanks for having me.
Yeah, you're very welcome. Thank you for joining us today. And everyone, remember just to get up, get out, live the life you've dreamed, and be forever wandering but not lost.